Alright, look. So, just go try more shit. So, here's the thing. Let's say you want to start a business. Most people, this is the way most people do. So, there's option A, which is you just try it. And then there is option B, which is research. Now, let me ask you this. Which one do you think is more effective? You think it's better to research and like really figure stuff out? Or is it better to just try it? If you're anything like most people, who by the way are complete NPCs, you'd probably say research. Like, yeah, like actually take a look at the market, like take a look at the market, figure out your avatar, like really. I mean, this is a kind of business term for who the customer is. But really, like, take a look at the market, really figure out the avatar, really, like, really just figure out a bunch of shit. This is how most people think. Like, the problem with this approach is that you don't get anywhere. If all you do is just sit around and research stuff, you're not gonna get anywhere at all. Because, well, like, what you have to do in order to make money, like, let's just think about this for a moment. In order for you to get the money, you need a product or service. But what most people do is they don't try different products, they don't try different services, they research different shit. And so they don't end up getting anywhere. Think about it like this. So let's say there's a chick you want to talk to. Are you just gonna think about what to say? Or are you actually gonna say something? Because thinking about stuff and researching stuff isn't gonna get you anywhere. Now, I'm not saying you can't do something like get a course. Like when I was actually getting really damn good at photography, I did actually like learn. I did learn. It's not like I was there like not doing anything, but I was also doing 100 photos per day. Also, you can't just research. That literally doesn't work, because you're not gonna get absolutely anywhere. As you need to actually try shit. I was having this conversation. I think it was my grandpa. I was having this conversation with him. I was talking about YouTube, so of course, like, there is a bit, doesn't really understand the business model or anything, but I was talking about making YouTube vids. And essentially what he was telling me was, well, what if it doesn't work? And like, most people would see this question, like, what about it? What if it doesn't work? Most people would see that question as a question that actually makes sense. But the problem with this is that it doesn't actually make sense. Because you don't know if it will work. Like, you have no idea if YouTube will work. Like, of course, like, on paper it should, but you don't actually know if it will work. And even then, if you know that it will work, you don't know exactly how it'll work. So You don't really know. And so people will try to cope, in a sense, with asking what if it doesn't work. But the thing is, what if is not a reason not to do it. Like, you don't get out of trying something just because you don't know if it'll work. It's like you go to the gym today. Will you hit a PR? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows if you're gonna hit a PR. You might, but you don't know. So, just because you don't know if you're gonna hit a PR, are you actually not gonna go to the gym? Are you just gonna run in bed all day because you don't know what's gonna happen today? Is that the way you wanna live? Of course not, but when people talk about business, now all of a sudden I say, well, what if it doesn't work? What if doesn't fucking matter? Like, there literally is no choice. If you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to try a business, be a fucking businessman, if you want to be a freelancer or whatever, like, even if you want to get a job, there is no what if. What if doesn't exist. Because if you think like this, you're not gonna get anywhere. And so the next time you think to yourself, what if it doesn't work? First of all, you're being a bitch, which you don't want to do. You don't want to be a bitch about this shit. Because you fucking grab your balls and actually, like, bruv, you're a fucking man. So, just stop being a bitch. You can actually try shit. Okay? You don't have to go ask everyone always for advice. Like, this is something you should learn as well. You don't always need other people. Like, of course, like, you don't necessarily, like, this doesn't mean that you want to go alone. This doesn't mean you don't want to ask for help ever. But what it means is that, like, let's say you're talking to a friend. There you go. Yeah, so I was thinking about actually making YouTube videos. It doesn't really, like, unless that motherfucker is a YouTuber, it doesn't really help to go and ask, do you think this works? Neither of you know if it works, so what you need to do is just try. Okay? You just need to try. And then you try, and you try again, and you try again, and then maybe it works. If it doesn't work, well then go try something else. Try something else. But what you're not gonna do is not try. So that's the only real way to lose, is by not trying it. So, because you don't know how well you'll do. You don't know what you're capable of. Like, I remember one time in the military. So in conscription, and so we had this swim thing for like a beret. And specifically, you're supposed to like dive. You're supposed to dive 4 meters. Now, I was telling people that my eardrum would get ruptured because I had fucking ear infections like a motherfucker. But I was telling people, hey man, I'll rupture my eardrum. People are like, nah, you won't. Right. So I end up trying it. Of course, we're gonna be a bitch, so we're gonna go try. So I tried to do the 4 meter dive. I think I might have done it once, because I think there was like 3 different versions of it that you were supposed to do. And I don't remember if it's on the first one or the second one. So I go down, it's fine, I come back up, okay, no problem. But then I go down again. Now this time, it's fine until I get to the bottom, but then, bam. Like, I just feel water literally just coming into my ear. And so I come back up, here's the edge of the pool, and I'm here probably for like fucking 3 minutes. Because my balance, like, I don't have balance at all. Because I got fucking water in my eardrum, and it's because it's ruptured. Now, people told me that it wouldn't rupture. Everyone else except me was wrong about that. But I tried. So that's the thing. I tried. I ruptured my eardrum. Now, we had one other thing left. So you were supposed to go again. As I'm sitting there at the edge of the pool, like I finally got it out, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it like, damn. And I go, well, you know what? I already got water in my eardrum. Like, it's already ruptured. Like, how much worse can it get? And I go, you know what? Let me just go again. And so I go again. Water comes into the eardrum. I get back up. Done. Do the same thing at the edge of the pool. Takes a couple of minutes to get out. But I've actually done it, and I actually end up getting the beret. All because I tried and because I didn't bitch out. And this is really important. You don't know if something will work. Generally. You don't know. And so you just have to try. Like especially like if you want to talk to a chick, you don't know how this conversation will end. You don't know, so you at least need to try. Okay? Because this might be your wife. Literally. Probably not, but like the chance of that is what? Like 0.1%, but either way, it might. Let's say you see someone here, got his fucking ripped out, seems like he's going into business, and you go, you know what, that motherfucker looks dope. You could just compliment that motherfucker. You could just try to give a compliment and see what happens. Or you can sit there and you can overthink. As you would do with business. Not do this shit. But this motherfucker could have become your mentor. You could have become a billionaire because of this shit. But you overthought about it. And you didn't try. So if there's one thing that you no, I want you to fucking focus on. If you ever get this fucking question of what if, or if you ever get the question what if, or does it work, if you ever get either one of these questions, you need to stop being a bitch, and you need to just try. Because this is the only way to know for sure. Literally. So, the next time you get these questions, just go try it. Because no one knows except God. So, just give it a shot. See what happens. If it doesn't work, try again. Try something else. And eventually, you'll have learned way more. Okay? Because you learn way more when you do this. When you try and when you fail, you learn like fucking 10 times more than if you research. And what this 10x here will do is then that one of these times that you try, you actually end up breaking through. You actually break through here. And then this one thing that you tried that actually worked changes your life. I mean, you look at people like Hamza. Okay? Motherfucker did. Like, this kind of goes for me as well, but you did drop shipping, fucking eBay, YouTube. And again, the point is, just try, because this dropshipping didn't work for Hamza, eBay didn't work for him, YouTube worked, motherfucker's a millionaire. But that's what you need to try. Try different shit. Just get out there, rub your balls, figure it out. The worst thing you can do is stagnate. The worst thing you can do is not try. So get out there and try. That's all I got for you today. Just wanted to get this out because this is extremely important to recognize and to actually take action on. And so you don't have to know everything. You can just try. Failing is fine. Get back up. Try again. And this is shit. If you actually start doing this shit, it's gonna change your life. Like, even if you're at the gym, like, you might go, well, I don't know which exercise I really like. Let's say you're new. Just try. And all of a sudden, you'll figure something out. You know what exercise you like, you know what you don't like. Whereas if you just try to research, watch fucking Jeff Nippard videos all the time, this isn't gonna get you anywhere. You won't know jack shit, but if you try, and actually you do the bench press, maybe you do incline with the dumbbells, maybe you do a machine press, whatever the fuck. Now all of a sudden you actually know what you like, and you'll actually start to get ahead. So go try shit. If there's something you don't know, just fucking try it. See what happens, try again. That's all I got for you today. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.